I want to hear from you all because I can tell people are angry today. They are. They're no longer just frustrated. They're now getting actually quite angry. 0344 499 1000. Roz has sent me a tweet in which it says this. Mike, you know very well that households above 6 people are one of the exempted categories from the rule of 6. Stop trying to bamboozle your listeners. You're there to inform. Well, I'm sorry, Roz. I think the whole problem here is that most people don't know what the rules are. Most people have no understanding whatsoever. Hence why our last caller just said she had a phone call from somebody who'd booked a holiday let to ask if a baby counts, right? Now, she didn't know the answer to that because she shouldn't have to know the answer to it because it shouldn't be so bleeding complicated, for heaven's sake. How about this one from Jojo? Can I meet 6 people from 6 different households? No, I don't think so. Well, you can, but not 6 each. That'd be 36, which would be too many. Do you see what I'm saying? It would have to be one person from each of those 6 households, which I think you can do. If I meet 7 people, can I call it a protest and carry on socialising? Yes. Probably. Make sure you have the right placard, though. Let's talk to Simon, who's in Buckingham. Hello, Simon.
Morning, Mike.
Morning.
Good to speak to you.
Thank you for calling. What can I do for you?
So I think I probably represent the vast majority of people in that when we had the initial lockdown, I was right behind the government. I absolutely believe they were doing the right thing because it was a frightening thing. We didn't know what the consequences could be, so it's best to shut everything down and see what happens, see what we can do. So I was right behind them. As time's gone on, and as we've learnt more about it, and we've seen what's happened, and it hasn't been as terrible as we all initially thought it was going to be, I've gone from being a very meek and mild, decent, law-abiding human being who's never had a conversation with the police, let alone a run-in with them, to feeling, I feel like a rebel now because I am so angry at being told what I can and cannot do. Just the most basic, simple things, meeting friends, meeting family, travelling to other households. Being told I cannot do that has made me so angry that I will defy these new laws.
I think you're absolutely right, Simon, when you say that you speak for the rest of the country, because I think everybody feels like you do.
Yeah, I think so. Everyone I speak to feels the same way that I do. And, I've been very compliant up to this point, wearing masks and things like that, but I've reached a point where I think, I don't want to do this anymore, not because I don't care about other people, not because I think, I don't care about this virus, but because I'm just so angry at being told what I can and cannot do. And, yes, I think the final nail in the coffin for me yesterday was not just the let's try and keep contact to a minimum of 6. It was we will now be enforcing this with the law. That is what's really upset me because how dare the government overreach in such a way that they will slam down their fist and say the law will come after you.
Yes.
When they have sat by and watched.
I know. Also, where are they going to recruit these so-called COVID marshals from, right? I mean, you can imagine the sort of people who are going to put themselves up for that.
Absolutely. Yeah, because unfortunately I've run into people who would absolutely fit the bill, the sort of people who love nothing more than telling people what they can and cannot do.
Right.
We've all come across them. I know I have.
Yes.
I think a couple of weeks ago I forgot my mask and I thought I'm just going to run into a Tesco really quickly. I'll be fine. And literally, I walked through the door, and some sort of middle-aged woman straight away, "Where's your mask?" I said, I don't wear one.
Yeah.
And she said, "Well, you should have one. You shouldn't be in here. Think about people in my life." So she's the sort of person who will fit the bill, who loves the opportunity to shout at someone.
Yeah.
So those are the people we're gonna have taking.
Also,
up
can you
roles.
answer this question for me? I seem to remember right way back at the beginning that they told us that effectively the only way you could catch this virus was to be exposed to somebody who had the virus for more than 15 minutes, standing closer to them than 1 metre, right? So you'd have to literally be standing next to somebody, talking to them for over 15 minutes before you could even be in danger.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it's like. I mean, I know it's a moving picture, and we're learning new things about it, but no one's told me that has changed.
No.
Nobody's told me actually the virus travels incredibly quickly, and you need to just brush by someone, and that's it. You've got it. So why suddenly this idea that we all have to cover our faces all the time? Because I mean, when you're going into a supermarket, you probably spend about a couple of seconds by another individual person at one time. So these draconian measures are completely over the top. It is absolute overreach, and the idea that this is going to be enforced by the law, I just think is frightening. I think it's a frightening step towards Soviet Russia.
It really is, and I think they've got to be very careful. Simon, great call, thank you. Simon is at the end of his tether. I don't blame him for being at the end of his tether. We've all been through an awful lot here, right? Now, it's all very well to say, oh, stop whining, don't start going on and on about how terrible it was that you couldn't go on holiday. Look, I'm not asking for sympathy for anybody. What I'm saying to you all is that this latest measure is going to set back the economic recovery by at least another month, and that is my main concern.